Hello everyone, my name is Maria Alejo and thank you for joining me for this group social work conference presentation. Today I'll be discussing this presentation titled Group Therapy for Latina Immigrant Women in East Los Angeles. We'd be addressing trauma, trust, and intimacy. This presentation explores the rationale for this group, this evidence-based foundation, and how it connects to the strength and needs of the Los Angeles community. To start, let's review the summary of parts A and B. Part A focuses on the proposal, which highlights the high rates of trauma among Latina immigrant women in East Los Angeles. Many face poverty, housing insecurity, systemic inequities, and stigma surrounding mental health. The intervention I designed is a 10-week trauma-informed, psychoeducational, and process group that helps participants reduce isolation, better understanding trauma's effects on relationships, and building safe connections. Part B expands on this by providing the rationale for the group, explaining its structure, and describing how bilingual facilitation and culturally sensitive approaches will support Latina immigrant women. It also includes evaluation methods and combined surveys, narratives, and participant feedback to assess growth over time. This slide here, we're going to see what the needs within the community. There is a clear and urgent need for this group in the East Los Angeles community. Nationally, about 70% of adults report experiencing trauma, and 1 in 3 women report intimate partner violence. Latina immigrant women, however, often face additional layers of interpersonal, migration, and systematic trauma. East Los Angeles is 96% Latino, and nearly half of its residents are immigrants, yet many lack access to bilingual, culturally appropriate mental health services. Some barriers such as poverty, deportation fears, and stigma make it difficult for women to reach out for help. Culturally, expectations such as this type of barriers also discourage self-expression, emotional disclosure. That is why bilingual trauma-informed group therapy is critical. It promotes safety, trust, and empowerment while respecting cultural identity. This slide here will show us the evidence-based to social interventions. This intervention aligns strongly with evidence-based social work practices. Trauma framework emphasizes safety, trust, collaboration, and empowerment, which perfectly aligns with our profession's person in environmental perspective. Research by Turner and others show that group interventions reduce isolation and promote empowerment through shared experience and peer support. Additionally, Reina and other colleagues highlight how cultural responsiveness, integrating languages, values, and traditions improve outcomes for immigrant populations. For social workers, this approach bridges clinically and culturally practices, helping us advocate for community-based trauma recovery models that honor both research and culture. Discussion of group evaluation. A key part of this proposal is how we evaluate the group's effectiveness. Evaluation methods include pre and post survey measuring trust, intimacy, shame, and coping, as well as bilingual feedback. It forms after each session. We also collect narratives, allowing participants to describe their experience in their own words. A goal of this evaluation are to measure emotional and behavioral growth, assess retention of coping skills, and identify ways to improve cultural responsiveness. This process not only promotes accountability and evidence-based practice, but also ensures that participants' voice shape future services. This slide will see our community collaboration, strengthening collective and healings. So this group is also grounded in community collaboration. It directly addresses trauma, trust, isolation among Latina immigrant women while connecting to the East Los Angeles networking of community resources. The group will partner with bilingual clinicians, community centers, and advocacy organizations to reach women who might not otherwise access these cares. Collaborating with churches, cultural leaders, and local agencies help build trust and reduce stigma around seeking help. By fostering empowerment and mutual aid, this project builds culturally safe spaces for healing, strengthening local support systems, and enhance the community's overall capacity to support trauma survivors. This concludes this group therapy model that meets a significant need in the East Los Angeles community. By combining trauma-informed care with cultural responsiveness, it helps women move from isolation to empowerment. It strengthens community, trust, and self-compassion while connecting participants to community support and long-term healing. This work demonstrates how social workers can integrate evidence-based practice with cultural understanding to foster individual and collective resilience. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this presentation. I hope you've enjoyed it as well as I did doing this presentation. Here are a couple of references that help me guide this group. Each of the work reinforced the importance of cultural competent trauma-informed care within the social practice. If you would like to write them down and look them up as well. Thank you so much.